Dear students, I am Dr. Basavaraj Ennaki, Associate Professor of History, Government Fishery College, Dandeli. In this presentation, I am speaking on Dupleix, his policies, his mission, and causes for his failure in India. This topic is of Indian history for the 5th SEM BA under Karnataka University, Dharwad. The title of the presentation is Dupleix Policies, Causes for His Failure and Decline of the French in India. Let us see the French political motives and ambition in India. The French motives to consider India as their colony. The appointment of Joseph Francis Dupleix as the Governor General of the French East India Company in 1741 AD was the first step towards the realization of their goal. Dupleix was extremely talented. He took advantage of the enmity among the native rulers of South India. In South India, there were two states, namely Karnataka with Arcot as its capital city and Nizam state, Hyderabad as its capital city. Both of them were not in good terms. It means the internal political condition of these two states was not in good condition and they were fighting for the throne. Dupleix made up his mind to take the benefit of the situation by sending military help to solve the internal problem. Busy, who was a French army officer, captured the area between Hyderabad and Cape Comorin. At the same time, Robert Clive, a British officer, arrived to Madras. He too participated in the internal disturbances of South India. Thus, both the French and the British were in opposite groups to help the Indian rulers for their selfish political motive. They fought each other in Carnatic wars. Let us see the French political motives and ambitions. The first war won by Dupleix, that is the first Carnatic war was won by Dupleix. The second Carnatic war was won by Robert Clive. His defeat in the second Carnatic war forced the home government at Paris to recall him from India. This was the blunder mistake done by the French government. Instead of giving sufficient military help, either army or navy, they all of a sudden decided to recall him even though he won the first Carnatic war. This is how Dupleix returned to Paris. Then they decided to expand their trade activities in Bengal because the then Bengal included the present West Bengal, Bangladesh, Bihar, Orissa, and some parts of Chhattisgarh. This was very fertile land. So they encouraged Siraj-ud-Dowla, who was the Nawab of Bengal, to fight against the British in order to capture Fort William in Calcutta. This led to the famous Battle of Plassey in 1757. Here, one has to understand that at the time of Battle of Plassey, there was no French Governor General in India. Godeu was appointed as a French governor, but he came in 1758. Robert Clive, who was a talented military officer, he made up his mind to defeat Siraj-ud-Dowla in the absence of the French in India. But unfortunately, Siraj-ud-Dowla and the French allies were defeated by the British. This resulted in the end of the Siraj-ud-Dowla's rule in Bengal and the advent of the British rule in Bengal. The mission before Dupleix was to shut off colonies in India. The discovery of sea route by Vasco da Gama opened the trade route. The European countries like Portuguese, Dutch, Danish, French and the British came to India. They largely sought the formation of the then Mughal emperor like Jahangir and Shah Jahan. In the beginning, they set up their factories and gradually entered the trade and commerce. They earned a lot of money by selling their goods. At the same time, they imported a lot of goods from India. They set up their trading centers and France named it as the French East India Company. The trade and commerce created a lot of employment opportunity to their subjects. Their mission was to develop trade and commerce. India basically the rich country with variety of agricultural productions, deposits of minerals and huge market. The goods produced in India were on traditional methods. They produced their goods on machines. Hence, the finishing fort was very nice. This gradually attracted the attention of the Indians. This led to the decline of small scale industries. People became unemployed and started to work as merchants under them. The French also employed them for their trade experiences. As a result of this, the centers of their trade in India increased considerably. With this mission, Dupleix had a great dream of converting India into hub of Asian continent. They also decided to make friendship with the native rulers. This was the another ambition of Dupleix. To the unfortunate of India, there was no unity among the states of India. Major portion of India was under Mughals. In South India, after the fall of Vijayanagara Empire, there were petty chiefs who were weak to challenge the foreign invasion. The only states like Hyderabad, Marathas, and Tipu Sultan were powerful enough to fight against any Europeans, but rest of the chiefs were very small in their size of the kingdom, and they had no army at all. The division of the Mughal India was ready to surrender for their mutual hatredness. Hence, states like Carnatic, Oudh, Bengal, Hyderabad, Marathas, Hyder and Tipu Sultan were ready to seek the military help of the foreigners, especially the French and the British. Thus, the political condition was invited them to make alliance and gain either money or land for their support. Hence, they were very eager to make friendship with the native rulers to take the benefit of their internal disturbances. Their another mission was to strengthen the military to fight against the British. Dupleix was sent to India with a clear vision of strengthening the French colony in India. At the same time, Bourbon dynasty, which was in power, facing a lot of internal problems, the political condition of the France was not very much favorable. There was a revolt against the Bourbon dynasty. It was neither in a position to control the situation nor to provide best possible help to India in order to protect their colonies to their governor generals. At the same time, the British were at the height of their power in Europe. They easily provided the military help for their expansion. The army commanders were not well trained compared to the British. The French was insufficient to fight against the British. Hence, they failed to build their strong colonies. They always satisfied with small localities such as Mahi, Karaikal, Yaman, and Pondicherry. The geographical territory of these colonies were even smaller than the present Dharwad district. And what was causes for their failure is that financial condition of the French in India. Dupleix' main objective was to earn financial benefit through trade and commerce in India. The home government was in a financial crisis due to extra expenditure of the Palace of Versailles. As you know very well, the Bourbon dynasty kings constructed a beautiful palace at the outskirts of the Paris, which was like a white elephant. The kings of France, like Louis XIV and XV, were ambitious to develop colonies in India or any other countries. The kings of France, like Louis XIV and XV, were neither ambitious to develop colonies in India nor in any other countries. At the same time, they captured Brazil and neglected the Indian situation. But the policies they failed to improve the economy of the France. Let us see which are the causes for the French failure in Carnatic Wars. Different types of government in both the countries, lack of military strength, weak financial condition, negligence from the government, negligence from the home government, strong navy of the British, military leadership, attitude of the imperialism of the French, size of the colonies. These are already discussed in the previous PPTs, hence there is no need to repeat all these questions. As a result of this, considering all the above points, it is clear that the decline of Dupleix was the gift of the home government and weak military. Soon after his defeat in the Second Carnatic Wars, he was recalled. See, the victory and losing the battle were quite common, but instead of providing sufficient military help, they recalled him. They did not make any inquiry what were the causes for their defeat. They did not consider his efforts in ending the first Carnatic War. So these are some of the these are some of the multi-choice questions, and these are the answers, and these are the reference books. Thank you.